Hi everyone, I'm Vlad, and this channel is one of the sources where you can find information about trading, finance, and crypto. In our other video, we discussed ways of creating your own token in just 10 minutes and with a couple of dollars, and we even created our own Booby coin. However, I've been getting questions like, how do you take into account tokenomics when creating your token? Or how to make your coin deflationary? How to lock your coins? Whether I can copy a code from BSC scan and not use a normal template? Well, today we are going to answer these questions. Before we start, I would like to remind you that I do have financial and IT background, though I'm not a programmer, and I'm also not a financial advisor. Everything I share here is only for educational purposes. I urge you to use this knowledge for good and in addition to your own research. As we discussed, there are so many coins on the market nowadays that it's probably impossible to look through all of them. Many coins on the market are actually tokens. They are very easy to create and people literally spend pennies on doing so. Which is why hundreds of new coins are being released every day. If you open CoinGecko's homepage, you would see the list of top 100 coins. Those coins and tokens are successful projects. Whoever created them did it right. Most of them were original with steps like pre-production, marketing plan, initial investment, and of course execution. So when people ask how to create a successful token, the answer is that the idea of creating a token is simple, but being successful relies on many other steps that take lots of effort. So our first question, what features my token can have? And it's a good question. Each token has its own logic and rules to play by when you use it. Some of the tokens are deflationary. Others have a part of them locked initially. You can consider each logic as a feature for your coin that will be written in its code. Unfortunately, a lot of coins these days are the same logic repeated over and over and over again. So let's discuss some common features your token might have. Anti-whale mechanics. Basically, it is the way to deal with large transactions and big players who are using your token. You do not want your token to be held by big players whose one decision of selling their stake can send the price plummeting. That is why some tokens have different anti-whale mechanisms. For example, you can limit the number of tokens each wallet might have. If someone tries to send the amount that exceeds it, the transaction will fail. This prevents one wallet from accumulating large quantities of your token. However, it doesn't stop someone creating multiple wallets and distributing large numbers of your token among them. Another way is to limit the amount of crypto per transaction. You can also limit transactions by time, like 24 hours. That said, if you are a buyer, be aware of such transactions limitations. If the coin is scam, then you might be able to buy it but not sell it. Automatic liquidity generation. Another great idea which is popular on the market right now is automatic liquidity generation. It was popularized by SafeMoon project. The idea is that it guarantees long-term stability of your project by providing your token with high trading volumes. The logic is based on a small fee deducted from each transaction from every user. The fee goes directly to the liquidity on decentralized exchanges such as PancakeSwap. Dividend mechanics. Another feature which is popular on the market is a reward system or so-called dividend system, when an additional fee is deducted and distributed to all users proportionally. Buyback mechanics. You can have a pool wallet that stores a small fee from each transaction. At a specific time or at the bullish market, this amount will either be burned from the maximum supply or used to buy a certain amount of itself, thus driving its own price higher. Deflationary mechanics. Deflationary mechanics helps stabilize your token's price long term, and it also kind of relates to the buyback mechanics. Limiting your token's maximum supply will increase your token's value as the demand grows. Asset-backed mechanics is a model which basically says that each token is linked to real-world assets. There are different types of it, such as commodity-backed, fiat-backed, cryptocurrency-backed coins. USD Tether USDT is one of the examples. So-called stablecoin claims that each token is backed by real USD, which I'm currently is very skeptical about, but anyway, it is just an example. There are also other different types of models that exist, and as you can see, those are all just ideas, and when try to execute them, you would need to consider all possible cases, all advantages and disadvantages of the model you are using, and whether it will create any problems for users who actually bought your token. From my perspective, these mechanics or so-called methods are great ways to play with the idea of tokenomics. Some of them even create value for the entire blockchain community. So let's talk about the next question: how to create a deflationary token. There are multiple ways of how you can do it. You can program it, as we discussed in our other video, how to create a simple token. There we introduced a couple of third-party platforms such as Vito Minacori, CoinTool.app. So on those third-party platforms, you can create deflationary token with zero programming knowledge. They also have a bunch of other features you can use. Of course, this way of creating a token isn't free, and you need to spend some crypto on it. When you go to the CoinTool.app website, on the homepage dashboard, you would need to connect your MetaMask wallet first. In case you would like to create a token based on Ethereum blockchain, you would need to go to the menu, choose Create Token section, choose Ethereum. On this page, you would determine all the features of your token, such as token name. Let's call it our test coin. The symbol is a ticker name, for example OTC. The initial supply of your token, for example 10 million. The decimals I would suggest to leave 18. And here in other configurations section, there are 5 different additional features you can specify for your token. Can burn enables your token be burned to decrease the supply. Can mint feature means the opposite. You would be able to create more tokens to increase the initial supply. Can pause is a feature which enables a specific wallet to pause and unpause all operations with the token whenever you need it. For instance, if your token has a vulnerability and you would like to pause it for a certain amount of time until you fix the problem. Blacklist feature allows you to blacklist some wallets in case of their malicious behavior. And of course, the feature you guys asked about, called deflation, which allows you to set up some transaction taxes as well as burns tokens for each transaction that involves your token. When you check this mark, there would be an additional pop-up. You would be able to set up transaction tax, which is a percentage deducted from all transaction that is sent to a specific address. The burn fee field will set up the burn fee percentage which will be burned for all transactions, those reducing the supply of your token. Tax receive address is the receiver's address of the transaction tax. Note that this address should be the address which you have a control of, and it does not charge or burn tokens. Distributed to holders. Distributed to holders field will enable you to set up the percentage of all transactions to be distributed to all holders automatically. Automatic LP field will enable your token to contribute towards generating the liquidity that goes to the pools for decentralized exchanges. And of course, after you set up all this info, you would be able to read the information about it. In my case, it says that 5% of each transaction is automatically added to the liquidity pool. 5% of each transaction will be automatically given to the token holder. 5% of token will be sent to the receive address. So next, you would be able to click on Create Token button, and you would be asked to proceed with the payment. As you can see, it will cost some BNB. The usual cost is around $200, and some of multifunctional token creation will cost you around $500. The fee depends on the amount of features you chose for your token to have. And that's not all. Here you would be able to create token presale. You can also create a token locker that locks a specific amount of the token as a proof that you have a locked liquidity. After you create your token, you would be able to manage your token in Manage Panel section. There is also a token multi-sender feature which enables you to send your token at once to multiple wallets which you specify, in case you prepared an airdrop and there are lots of people who participated. Each of these features will also cost some BNB for you. And the same goes for vitominacori.github.io website, where you can create your token for a fee. I suggest you guys play around with the website, but be aware that every transaction or feature you proceed with will cost you some crypto. Another viewer asked me another question. He does not want to use the standard template from BSC's official website, but he just would like to copy the code directly from BSC chain. He would like to know whether this is possible or not. As I know, copying and pasting the code from the contract works. Actually, there are a lot of people who are doing it, which is why you can find so many projects with the same code features and structures. However, I do not suggest doing it for two main reasons. The first is originality. The second is safety. So think about it. The more original your idea and logic are, the higher the chances that people will notice. As for safety, many contract codes have their holes and backdoors. So if you are copying for the sake of learning, then maybe you can try it. But if you are creating a product, it's better to create something original. On the surface, any crypto is a reflection of your idea and logic that you would like to establish in your tokenomics. Contracts are a piece of code that are pure logic operated and protected by the blockchain network. This was our episode for today. In the next video, we will be sharing some methods of updating the logo and info of your token on BSC Scan, Trust Wallet, and even we'll talk about how to get your token listed on the third-party analytics platforms such as CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. If you think this video was useful, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm Vlad. See you in the next episode.